When I hit 6% body fat, I wasn't tracking perfectly. Some days I went over, but it didn't matter because by Monday, even before Monday, I'd already decided the whole week. Now that's what pre-planning does. And that's the habit that did more than any diet. And it matters more once you've got your job and your family who run your diary for you. My name's Adam, I'm a performance nutritionist. I've helped over 300 men lose fat and keep it off. And here's what I mean by pre-planning. It's not some meal prep. It's also not another app on your phone. But it's you deciding what you're eating, when you're training, and how hard before the week even starts. Deciding in advance makes sure you actually take the actions that make it far easier for you to actually do. And that's the most important part. You need to simplify it for your life. So pick 4 to 5 meals you could make with your eyes shut. Or meals you can put together on the go if you're traveling. Now you do the shop on a Sunday, not Monday and not Tuesday. So you're not raiding the cupboards or the fridge. And you know your training too. Which days and what kind of sessions you're doing. Is it a normal strength week or a deload? It doesn't matter which. You just need to know in advance. And in my experience, this is one of the best ways to make sure you actually stick with it. And as we know, when people say consistency is key, the most important part is actually sticking to it. And if that doesn't convince you, any study done ends up producing roughly the same result once people actually stick to it. It doesn't matter if it's low carb, low fat or fasting. The diets aren't failing on their methods, but they're failing on adherence, your ability to stick to it. And adherence falls off a cliff at the exact same point in every trial. Right when the initial motivation wears off and real life switches back on. And it's not a discipline thing either. It's a you had nothing to fall back on thing. Without a default, you don't get small mistakes. You just get pure chaos. Let's say you have a brutal Monday because you're angry about a deadline. And then Friday's even worse because you're still recovering from Monday. What do you think happens next? Because most of you don't know because you've got no plan for this. And I'm not immune. Lack of planning caught me out even though I know better. About 10 weeks out from stepping on stage in 2024 for the first time, I had a run of 3 weeks where training was moved around because of work. Work was also moved around, different calls, different clients. And I stopped shopping ahead because I told myself I'll just figure it out day to day. But I didn't figure it out day to day. I ended up standing in front of the cupboard and the fridge, they're both next to each other, at about 7, 8 o'clock. And there was nothing in it that actually fit the day I had. Nothing I needed, but everything I wanted. Because you can justify weird things when you're hungry and you're tired. A couple of weeks were a mess, but not a complete disaster, but just enough to slow me down. But I was lucky to catch it. And then when I went back to planning on a Sunday morning, it just confirmed what I knew. Picking my meals, shopping and mapping out my training days. Now, with all that in place, there was no more drifting. I got to 6% body fat, the leanest I'd ever been in a very long time. Remember, I didn't change my calories, I didn't change my diet, and I didn't change my training. But I made the decision once instead of several times a day under pressure. But here's the bit most men miss entirely. If you can see a high stress, like a really high stress week coming, where the work is crazy, something's going on at home, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. That's exactly the week you can plan something like a diet break. You don't want to grind through a deficit you already know is not going to work. When you're forcing restriction on top of a week you could barely get through, it doesn't build discipline. It just teaches your brain you can't do this because something is going to fall apart. And that lesson sticks. You don't fail that week and move on. Some people do, but most don't. You carry it to the next one and the one after that. You just keep repeating this pattern. But planning in advance, eating at maintenance for a week you know is going to be rough, isn't you throwing in the towel. Instead, it's the exact same principle as everything else in this video. You decide it before the week starts, and now you're not battling with yourself in real time. And now the same logic applies when you've got a meal out coming up. Say you know Friday night's burgers with your friend. You know it in advance. Don't just ignore that until you're sat at the table trying to be perfect. You're counting on willpower when your friend is eating as much as they want. They're just eating. Or maybe your friend does care and they've planned it out, but they're just eating. And you're thinking this time's going to be different to the last because you felt more motivated going in, but it's not. So instead of that, instead of trying to wing it, literally, build your plan on a Sunday. Plan to pull back a chunk of your calories on that specific day, on that Friday, maybe a third of what you'd normally eat up until that specific meal. Now you have more to play with. You have more flexibility. And it's the same week with the exact same total calories. You've just moved the pieces because you knew Friday was coming up days before you walked in. And holidays work in the same way, and most men actually get this backwards. They either try to train and try to eat exactly like they do at home, in a hotel gym with a broken treadmill, buffets, and dumbbells that go up to maybe 30 pounds if you're lucky. Or they just write the whole week off. But as you can see, neither of those are an actual plan if you want results. It's just what happens when you decide nothing before you leave. So decide before you go and be realistic with yourself. If it's a short trip, you can maybe do a deload and actually rest. You're not losing anything, especially not in that week. It takes about 3 weeks for you to start losing something noticeable. Now, if you've got a longer trip or training specifically matters to you, build your workout or adjust your workout around what you have available. And then you can just do bodyweight exercises and bands if you have no equipment, say in the middle of nowhere. Or just get some day passes to a local gym. Either one of those works well. It just depends on you and where you are. And this is also why the metabolism story doesn't really hold up for 99% of guys who hit a plateau. It's rarely your body breaking the rules on you. But it's more that by week 3, you're making the same 20 decisions live every single day with less energy and less margin for error than you had in week 1. And as you can imagine, by week 6, that compounds. You also naturally lose some motivation along the way, for whatever reason. So it's not that your job gets quieter as you get older, but your calendar fills up with stuff that used to be optional. But pre-planning helps you when you're knackered and you just have nothing left to make a decision. And that's exactly when and why most men fail. And they start believing they can't do this. It's not the right time, they're not the right age, and they look to blame their metabolism, carbs, insulin, or something along those lines because a video popped up. So if you've run the numbers right and you're still not losing the weight like you should, don't go auditing your macros first. Audit your Sunday. If you have no go-to meals, no shop done, no plan for the week, you already know it's going to be rough. So you need to close that gap and make planning the fat loss habit that changes everything for you. And if you want to know what you need to do to lose your last 20 pounds of fat, watch this video next. I'll see you there.